Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? My name is M1K3 and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. In today's video, we are going to be going over our games from the Frosty Frenzy Cup, and I played the best I have ever played. So I am incredibly excited to show you the games and go over what was good, what was not so good, and ultimately how I could have played some of the scenarios differently to play even better. Guys, somehow 69% of you watching are not subscribed, and that's a funny number, but let's get that down a little bit. Hit the subscribe button and like the video if you enjoy my content, and with that all out of the way, let's get started with this beautiful piece of content and enjoy. In this tournament, it was all about having fun for us, and you guys might be thinking, but Marin, you have to take it seriously, right? Well, my mentality going into this tournament was that we were going to have good vibes all throughout our games, because honestly, with a solid lineup of me, Jetsmug, and the one and only Driven, if we just played together and didn't do rage pushes on people, then we would make money, and that's exactly what we did, guys. We were fooling around, having fun, maybe sometimes a little too fun, but honestly, this just resulted in the fact that nobody was insecure about plays they felt were right. Because if I died, I knew Driven and Jetsmug wouldn't be mad at me at all. They knew I went for a play that I felt was right, and then if it wasn't, then fair enough, I died. But what's very important, and what I have learned, is that you should never ever make your teammates feel insecure. As a matter of fact, it is psychologically proven that when you strongly critique somebody for something they do in whatever, including Fortnite, they will not necessarily learn from that mistake. But if you're nice and say nice try, that will go way further. And what's important is that you look at your mistakes after the tournament and not during it. I've played with a lot of people and I've said things like, "What are you doing? I don't understand why you did that play. That was pretty darn dumb." And this is something you want to try to avoid. Rather say, "In my opinion, the better play would have been to go to the right side instead of the left side of zone. But hey, no worries, let's go next." And this is why we played so good together. Jetsmug said, "Guys, I might have a play." And we cheered him on and said, go for it, bro." And so forth. And this way, we played together as a team with no practice whatsoever, so I am incredibly happy about our mentality and performance this day. All of this that I just said goes under being a good teammate, and being a good teammate is literally worth so much in Fortnite. So listen carefully and try to become the best partner your teammates have ever had. In game number 2, we took things easy and played for late game as we won the first game with 24 kills, and the players in this lobby weren't the worst players in the game, obviously. And in endgame is pretty much where I shine as a team player. I am a tarper, and what I do in this endgame is good, but very far from flawless. When we see that the second moving zone starts moving back in our tarp, it gets interesting. As we already have a pre-built tarp, we can simply follow our old tarp back into the new zone. And what's important in the first and second moving zone is to always stay together. If you played early and mid game correctly, you will have enough mats to survive both the first and second moving zone with the mats you have. The reason we go all the way in front is because when people are looking for kills, they nearly always look backwards into the zone. And therefore, meaning staying in front is a low risk to get focused, and you can easily plan out your next move this way. A lot of you might ask why we go all the way into the second zone, and this is simply to get to dead side. Everyone is gonna stop the second they are in the zone and be on the what in this endgame is the left side of zone, whilst we go all the way in and get over to the right side, having it uncontested, meaning we can claim everything, get edits on people, and not get focused. One mistake we make here is not look up enough. Looking up for height is an important aspect when it comes to winning games, and I completely fail at doing this. High ground is usually the winner of games, and we had enough mats to take it in this endgame, so I should have started looking up more, way earlier, and seen if it was a possibility. As you can see, we hold the layer above low ground, literally one layer up from low ground, and this is literally just a waste of mats. We see nobody on low ground, and it looks very free, and there are builds that aren't ours above us. We should have definitely dropped down to low ground here and played ultimate low ground way earlier than we did. And the reason we didn't do it was simply because I didn't think enough when tarping. Right here, I don't make a team edit at all. I make an edit that only works for me, and this is a massive mistake and not a good way to play as a team in the final moving circle. When I see the team next to us, I instantly go for their wall. This is a mistake, because if this team was good, then they would have opened on me and killed me instantly. When you see a full team with you, simply go one layer up or down, and in this scenario, I should have instantly gone up one layer and played it from there. Game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Rift fishing in first moving with less than 100 health is stupid, but diving in a straight line so that my opponents can get some aim practice is even more stupid. Like, what am I doing here, guys? Honestly. For some reason, game number 4 was super unstacked, and when the games are unstacked, it's usually best to either hold ultimate low or ultimate high ground. But we didn't go for high tier, because it was unnatural to go for it with the loot we had, and we didn't get any refreshes either, because there weren't any players remaining. Learning to play in these unstacked lobbies is something that takes time, but I think the right play here would have possibly been to go for high ground, even though we didn't have the best loot. We should have done that relatively early and played it out from there. This is something I didn't think of in the moment, and therefore we got split and played individually, and this is obviously something you do not want to happen. No matter where you are, as long as you are 3 players, it usually goes better, and you should always have that in mind.
Best player. Jævlig bra. Veldig bra. Veldig litt. Hello. Død. Okay.
In this endgame, the plan was simple. First off, get an overview over where the people are and where we can rotate, and then rotate that way and keep everybody in the trio alive. This was the last game we played, and we needed 30 points to qualify. I was focused and called plays, good or bad, without hesitation. In this moment, we are ready to rift fish, and here is where mistake number 1 happens. We dive straight down, which was a call by me, and don't use the rift fish for what it's worth and stay in the air. This costs us a lot of materials, and the risk is relatively low as people aren't focusing on the sky in the first moving zone. In this endgame, you can see another example of us building way longer into the zone than necessary. And the reason we use mats to get far in this situation is because there is a mountain. And if you pre-build up a mountain before the zone pulls there, you are 100% secure. It's a medium risk for a potential of a high reward. Sure, you waste some mats, but if the zone pulls up there, you are more than good to go. In addition to that, you will be on the dead side as we talked about earlier. Unfortunately, we didn't get the mountain pull, but that didn't stop us at all. I tarped and Driven and JetSmug followed and looked for opportunities for refreshes. As I was tarping, I was calling everything. I'm going one down, I'm tarping ahead, we're in the clear, nobody's near us. Staying ahead of the zone is usually very beneficial in these stacked endgames, because you can look back easily for refreshes and you don't get focused. You also have way more time to chill and think about your next play. Right here, I call not our floors above us. We were in a scuffed situation because of my tarp. And because of that, Driven unfortunately dies. It was now up to me and JetSmug, the most cracked 13-year-old Fortnite player I have ever played with. The hope wasn't gone just yet. In this very second, I see that ultimate low ground is free. Nobody's down there, and there is one thought that goes through my head when I see this. We won this game. One small little glimpse of awareness, and I have the utmost confidence in me and JetSmug winning this game.
Vi må gjennom her, Ja, gjennom her. Kom. Gjennom her også. Jeg kommer til å pulle her. Nei, videre. Kom. Ja, jævlig mye mats, Dropp litt her. Nice. Big pot. Minis. Ja, minis. Masse mats også. Kom. Du er med meg her nå. Ultimate low. Jeg kommer til å gå fra harpunen noen ned nå. Bare vær med meg. Ja. Gå med mange teams. Ok. Ultimate low. Helt ultimate. Nice. Jeg kutter han her av. Har du fortsatt floppers? Jeg har 0 HP. 25 hvit på en. Nice. Nice! Let's go!
These 5 games ultimately resulted in me, Driven, and Jetsmug making $400 each, which was an amazing Christmas present for us all. Unfortunately, I couldn't play the other sessions as I was going home from the BL house for Christmas, but to conclude this video, what I have learned is that if you have fun with the people you play tournaments with, you'll do so much better. Just trust me, if you play with somebody you don't enjoy playing with right now, find somebody else, because it's not worth it at all. I've also learned that being a good team player is a skill that takes practice, like serious practice. Being able to keep the vibes high, make the right calls, and support your friends correctly is literally what makes a trio. It isn't your individual skill, aim, or mechanics, but it all comes down to playing as one. And I think that's what I've learned this day. I didn't play particularly special, I just played as a team player. And for that, I am super happy. Thank you guys for watching and have an amazing night. My name has been M1K3 Editz, and I really hope you have enjoyed this video. Goodbye.